started the first. It was Yuck Yucks in Toronto on Bay Street, and then the one in Ottawa opened up a couple of months later. It was timing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you talk to Mark Breslin like after your set?
Yeah, he was standing at the back of the room, and this small little man in a suit that was too big for him, like most are, I guess. He came up to me and he said, would you like to do this professionally? And I thought of what the other options I had in my life at the time. And they were, you know, this or parking lot attendant.
So you're saying you know how to drive. You don't need to brag.
No, it was a close call, but at the last second, comedian.
Comedian. So that's really cool. After your first set, that's so it must have been well. Like it went well for you.
Yeah, I went last. There's one of those where there's 15 or 16 people on, and I think because I was the new person that nobody knew, they made me wait until the very end. And then he spoke to me for 10 minutes, and I had to run and catch the bus to get home to Ottawa.
Whoa. You must have been You must have been so antsy on the bus ride home.
I remember the people on the bus that would sit next to you. No one would dream of ever talking to you. Canadians can be really standoffish on transportation. They're really, you know, and if you talk to them, they look at you like you're mentally challenged. Have you ever seen that before?
Oh,
yeah. Like a stranger, and they give you the old, why are you talking to me? Are you ill?
I love to talk to people on buses, but I feel it like if somebody does start to talk to me, I wonder what the problem is.
Right, they tense up, right?
You tense up, and especially if it's from Ottawa to Toronto, that's like a 4 or 5 hour bus ride, and you're like, are you going to talk to me the whole time?
Did they get the train going in Ottawa yet?
I don't think so. Not as far as I know. No,
Okay.
my girlfriend lives in Toronto, so if it was, I'd be there. I'd be there infesting her family, ideally. Okay. So this is kind of okay. When would you say you? No, let me go back. Do you remember the first joke you did on stage? Yeah.
Oh. No.
No.
I guess not.
That's a fair answer.
I mean, I remember old material from my act, like when I first began, like I had bits that were really weird. Like I did a Russian weightlifter, and I wore a suit that said CCCP on the front of it. And I was in the Olympics, and I was weightlifting, like, you know, the big fat weightlifters from the Olympics, the big giant Russian guys. So, because I was so thin, I did a mime thing of a guy weightlifting the microphone stand like it was that was my big close. You know?
That was your closer.
Yeah, that's it. That was my big closer. But then you'd have to walk off, and I would use like, I would do, you know, for the powder that they use on their hands to lift the thing with, I would use like flour, but then I would snort it like it was cocaine. That was supposed to be the joke. But then it was flour that I used, and it would go up my nose, and then it would turn into like bread. I would bake bread in my nose from that. So it was not a good thing to do. Let me give some advice to comedians. Don't do prop shit, because it really messes with your life.
Yeah, man, you could have gotten like a yeast infection.
Yeah, in my giant nose.
You ever think about doing that now? Or like, have you ever done that? Like, have you done that again? Like pulling it back and seeing if you can make it work better?
No, not that. But I've heard sometimes like the people come up because a lot of my earlier stuff was on TV too. So they know it. So then they do it better than I do it. I can't remember the older stuff.
Right.
They start saying it to you, and you go, hey, that's funny. Oh, it's me. I thought that guy was pretty good for a second, but it was just me.
Well, that's great. That's cute. I already forgot my next question. That's fun. Do you remember the first thing you did like for television?
You mean like,
I guess in performing.
Yeah, I was the, you know those medieval like restaurant feasts they put on, where like you go and you taste food that they put together like in medieval times for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess they take the poison out because they didn't have, anyway, forget it. So they would do these feasts at this restaurant, and there was a King Henry, whatever, and his wife, and then a cook. And then I was the jester, for Christ's sakes. Yeah. And so I had to wear these tights, and I was like, I don't know, 19. And these filthy women that would come to this show would like pinch my ass, these old women. Like,
You.
how is that not like, how can I not look back and me too that shit?
Yeah.
I mean, that is just, you know, why can't a man me too some stuff?
You can. And if they were higher profile, I think that'd be a great case.
Well, then a lot of people in Manotick, Ontario are in a hell of a lot of trouble.
Well, let's be real. If they're still in Manotick, Ontario, they're in trouble anyway.
Yeah, you're right. They're already in jail.
No disrespect to Manotick. Well, some.
Oh, why not? Come on. It's comedy. You can't take a joke. Move out of Manotick. There you go. What do you want from me? God.
You're right. Hey, so what do you think about like in the times right now? Like, you can't really be touching your face, but I find you've touched. I don't know if you've noticed, but I found you touch your face a lot on stage.
You know, everyone's asking me the same shit. What are you gonna do? You act now if you can't touch your face, you asshole. That's what they're all saying.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna continue to do my act and touch my face because I can't. It's generalized anxiety disorder. I do that in real life all day. You know, you've taught. Whenever I'm anxious or thinking about something, the hand goes and I can't stop. You know, tough is the. I probably have had the thing already. You know, honestly,
right. You lived through it.
I think so, because how could I not? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, when I wear the mask and I go outside, I touch the mask all the time. I see myself all.
It's really hard to actually do it appropriately. Like, yeah. Do you see the picture of the woman? Like, she had the mask and she just cut like a mouth hole so she could eat food and stuff outside.
Hilarious! What an idiot!
It's so fucking funny. Okay, I'm gonna go back a bit. How'd you get in? Like, because I read in this this little book like Toronto College made about like Ottawa comedy, that like basically what you just said, that you went through many different kind of like personas on stage trying to find the right one, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't really go through personas. I just kind of, whatever, it was what I was doing at the time. I'm a performer first kind of comic. Like, it's about, there's two kinds. There's like the guy that writes and just stands there and reads it. And then there's the guy that it's a whole, for me, it's a whole thing. Like, it's not about the jokes as much as it is about, look at the guy. I mean, that's the whole. You're supposed to be able to look at me and find something and at any moment burst out laughing. And that's why when I'm on stage, it's bedlam at times because there's people laughing at different shit at the same time. Get it? That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to do something different and what would be the best approach for me. And then it came from, you know, the way I feel, the anxiety, and that guy evolved over time as how I am in my deepest fears. With my deepest fears, that's all it is.
Okay.
You know?
I know.
And I can't control it. And, you know, sometimes I would do a TV shit and have the manager go, yeah, that's not a good place to put your hand in front of your face. And I'm like, I don't plan it.
Yeah,
you know?
and like
so
it got you
the
there.
way that's going to go if it happens. Sorry, you know?
Yeah.
But when I first did the Tonight shows and the Lettermans and stuff, they didn't want to put me on because I put my hand in front of my face. They had problems with that. And then they saw the sets and then they said, okay, put them on anyway. But they were against it initially.
Yeah.
You know?
And that must have been tough. Like, did you consider, like, I guess, caving, like doing it because it's like something like the Tonight Show?
I thought it was so incredibly stupid. I didn't understand it at all. Like, they were just going to, like, I was killing everywhere. And then they said, well, the guy put his hand in front of his face on. And it was like, that's moronic. And then honestly, a month later, I did something called Friday Night Videos or something like that. And there was a stand-up on it and I did it and killed. And then they sent that to Letterman and I got Letterman immediately, like the next day or something. And then the Leno people saw the Letterman, and then they booked me on the Tonight Show. So then I could just, instead of flying all the way to New York, I could take a car and drive to the studio. That was great, you know?
Yeah.
That was great. And they let you park right next to Jay. And every time Jay had a different car, and he had like the cool, like I remember I was in LA for like, I don't know, like a year. And then I did the Tonight Show. And then Jay had like, you know, that Spider, that one that looks like a Grand Prix racing car, you know that thing?
Yeah,
he
I
had
do.
one of those, man. Yeah.
Oh.
And he was parked right there, and I pulled up. And then I looked at the car and I went, wow, if I had all the money in the world like him, I wouldn't buy that car. Jesus.
What would you buy?
I would get a man to drive me in his car. Then I'm not liable for anything. Come on, man.
Dude, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
How'd you did you like celebrate when you got something like the late night? Like, how would you celebrate?
I guess it's a Canadian way, but I know that Americans go, yeah, whenever they get something. And I went, oh, shit. Now I got to do this. Shit. I could bomb and ruin my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you felt the stress.
Yeah, I think of it negatively because, as you can see, that's my brand. And it isn't really a brand. My brand is the way that I am.
Right.
All right? It's not an act, okay? Yeah. I do a like this once a month. Yeah, I'm so good. Once a week, I do like what you do for like 10,000 people. Then they come and they watch, and then I don't know what I'm doing. And the beauty of it is, it works because it's real.
Yeah, you could just be yourself, and it works.
Yeah, no, it's real. Yeah. So we just talk about whatever. I had a rat in the house. Like, it's things like this. I had a rat in the house. He was living, I couldn't get him. He was living in the kitchen, in the wall, underneath the sink. There was no way. So the exterminator came to look at it, and he said, well, I can just leave poison. And then I said, well, no, you're going to kill him. You can't do that. And he goes, yeah, it's a rat. And I went, yeah, but I set up a video camera, like a surveillance camera, and I've been watching him. He's extremely clever. I don't want to kill him. And he went, well, then you're going to have to trap him somehow. And then I said to the exterminator, how would I do that? And he said, I don't know. That's what he said.
Whoa.
That's what he said. So I got this humane trap and then I put it in the kitchen, and then the rat would look at it, and then he would look at it and go, well, that's a trap. I'm not going in that fucking thing. And he never went in it. So what I did was, eventually the dog trapped the rat in one of the guest rooms, and I shut all the doors, and I took my fishing net, my old faithful fishing net, and I scooped him up when the dog chased him around the corner, but he bit through the net immediately because he's a rat, isn't he? So he was still running and biting at the same time. It slowed him down for a second and a half. And then he kind of was getting out, and then I put the whole net over him, took these heavy animal gloves that I bought online, which cost me like $200, and I picked him up and I put him in the trap that he never fucking would go in. It's the only way that trap works, is if you pick the rat up and throw him in the trap.
Right. So you didn't actually end up killing him.
The thing closed, and then I've got him there, sitting there, and now later this afternoon, I'm going to release the little guy.
Wow.
Yeah, but it took me 6 weeks to get him.
6 weeks you've been living with him.
I can't kill anything because of the anxiety, right?
Yeah.
You get it, right? I can't even have another guy kill an animal behind. I can't do it. It would sadden me for months, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think
hold myself responsible for, I can't. No.
Especially like if you can appreciate how smart it is. I don't know, as soon as I got I have a kitten that I love. As soon as I got a kitten, I couldn't even kill a spider anymore.
I mean, this thing, the first idea was to have a piece of string hold up a heavy pot, and then when he went out, put the food under, it would drop down, right?
Yeah.
And the thing, it was hanging on string. The little rat went up and pushed on the side of the pot to see if it moved, and it did, and he wouldn't walk under there. He's a genius.
Yeah,
man.
You can't kill him.
Come on. That's
Good.
Really clever, you know?
Then I hope
so I'm not gonna. And dude, he's this big.
Right.
It's it's the size of, not as fat, but as long as a gerbil. Remember gerbils
Yeah.
from that stupid Hammy Hamster show? The fat one that was spotted, whatever it was
I
called.
don't remember
Or
Hammy
did you not
Hamster
get
show.
that? You didn't
There was
get
a
that in
show about a
Canada?
hamster.
There was
No.
a show about a hamster. You never saw it?
No.
Oh, fuck, dude. They took rats, hamsters, all sorts of rodents, and they put them, it was called Tales from the Riverbank or something, and they put them outside, and then they put voices behind them like they were having a good time. But they would send them underwater in shit. And you could see the rat through the window of this thing they built trying to get out. And the announcer would go, and Hammy went underwater for a submarine ride, but he's terrified because they're putting him underwater. Jesus.
Oh, you're talking about like real
It's
animals. I thought it was like an
real-
animated show.
No, they used
that is
real.
fucked up.
What's cheaper, man? Real ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Canada. I think it might have been Canadian, because whenever something is a children's show and it's incredibly cheap, that's Canadian every time. Every time it's great. Like, and I've seen cheap shit from Russia. No, Canada is way worse. We got it. We got it now. When you gotta do a television show for children for 75 cents, Canada's got a guy.
What year was that show? What year was that?
Oh gosh, where they made that? Dude, I would say 80s.
Oh, okay.
80s, you know?
Damn, I'm gonna look for that. That sounds traumatizing.
Yeah,
A kid's show.
it is. It is. I remember seeing it and I remembering it when I was a kid, and then seeing it now and looking at it and going, wow, it hasn't held up at all, and it didn't hold up back then. That thing was released dated. How does that happen? How does that happen?
Animals, man.
That's like gross. Me with these sideburns. I show up in a movie and people think it was shot in the 70s.
I think you pull off the sideburns. You're one of the few, actually.
It's because I got the whole I don't give a shit look.
Yeah, so it looks like it's almost cool. Almost.
Yeah.
Okay, back to when you were getting into comedy. Did you have like what was the thing that made you think you could do it as a real living? Like a breakthrough moment of sorts? You had one?
When I started to make shit up that would just work right there. Like I started doing that at an early time, like make up. Like I would just trust myself and then just go and I'll figure this out before the end. And then I would sometimes. And when that worked out, like I did a show at Yuck Yucks at the old, it was years ago. Do you know who Winston Spear was?
I don't.
He was an old comedian that came out of Montreal. He was really funny guy, little guy. And I was I was doing a headline at the Yuck Yucks. I don't know, my 10th or 11th one. And then I made up the whole thing. From 35 minutes, I made up the whole thing. And I walked off and Winston was there and he went, that was great. And I said, yeah, I made a couple of mistakes. And he went, oh, fuck off. You know what you did. That's what he said to me. Yeah. That has always been a thing with me where even when something great happens, I seem to realize it well after other people. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you can't
I
appreciate.
have to be told, you know?
Yeah.
That it's a good thing, because there's so much negativity, and you're in it. You know it.
Yeah.
It's like your last name has the letters no attached to the last two letters. I mean, Jesus, Jeremy Hotz, no. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the way it is.
But you're saying you did a full headlining set without any prepared material?
No, none. And it just started in something. I went on something, and then it went to something else, and.
Man, that's really cool. Did you ever repeat that set?
Could I repeat it?
Or did you ever?
I wouldn't remember it. But have I been able to do that again?
Yeah.
Many times.
Many times. Oh, yeah. That's crazy cool.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how I write. Like you write you write when you write stuff down.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. Well, I fell and I hurt my arm, so I got no feeling in this hand anyway. So I don't write. So what I do is I record it on my my recording guy.
Yeah.
Your phone. And then I just listen to it and I play it back and I'll try it. I don't try jokes. I try concepts and then try to fill in the jokes right in the moment is what I try to do.
That's awesome.
Because nothing's better than a spontaneous thing like that. Nothing. You'll never beat it, You make something up that they know that they're the only ones that are going to see because you don't do it all the time, they go mental.
Yeah, they can feel it.
It's private.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They were there when you did something that you've never done before. It's hugely important. I think so, especially for my fans. I mean, when you get a following, like it's like they expect a certain thing from you, you know, and if you don't do it, you're not giving it to them. That's what they've come to see. They haven't come to see you grandstand and go, oh, I'm like this now. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
You know,
they like you for a reason.
We'll go over here now. What are you, a chameleon, for Christ's sakes? Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
They're coming to see you because they saw something that they liked and they want to see more of it. So if you don't give it to them, well, they don't come back. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have, was there like an opening gig that you've done that like was your favorite thing to do?
My favorite?
Your favorite opening gig, yeah.
Opening? You mean for somebody else?
Yeah, like back in the day.
Yeah, when I did the Leno thing, that was really good. I did a thing for Jay, or Jack set it up. He was the, well, they got me the Tonight Show like 5 times. So they were doing this school thing, and it was me, Jay, and I can't remember the other, another star, like another giant guy. I think it was a girl. It might have been Elaine Boozer. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Anyway, we did a thing together, and it was Jay, and that was really cool. And then I did a headline, like, I don't know, 2 weeks later at the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah.
And Jay doesn't do this. He stopped by and did a guest set on my headline. That was really cool.
And you had no problem following him?
No, they came to see me, man. Don't worry about following anybody. I go on after Seinfeld, for Christ's sakes. I don't give a shit. And win. I mean, that's, you know, sometimes you do. It's just, you never know. Comedy's comedy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any given night.
On the night, man, you know, who's feeling it? That's all it is.
Okay. So I'm getting a lot of pop-ups on my too much pornography. So how long did you do
that anyway? That's a good, you can help me because you're young. So is that from just going to those suspect sites and then they leave what do you call them, cookies or some shit on your thing?
It's something like that.
Pops up?
For me, it's like either adult entertainment or just like illegal movies. And
do you have a Mac?
No, I have an Acer.
I don't know that. Is that the other side of things?
I'm poor.
So that means that if you get a Mac, since I went to Mac, I get way less of that shit. And I put in that, what's it called? Not Norton, the other guy?
I'm not sure. I'm only
Scottish
young in
guy.
appearance. I'm not sure.
Oh, you're only young and you don't know the technical stuff? How disappointing.
I'm sorry. I'm a Gemini.
Get in the game. I can work Photoshop. What's your problem?
I can work Photoshop. Let's have a contest. I'll win. I take that back. How well can you do Photoshop?
I'm pretty good at Photoshop. Yeah, you know why?
Why?
I always seem to be good at stuff that people aren't good at. And then the stuff that's easy, like, I don't know, Microsoft Word, I can't figure that shit out to save my ass. I don't know where to
figure out on Word.
I mean the fucking letter.
You wouldn't be a great receptionist, I imagine. Okay, how long did you do comedy in Canada?
Too small.
Your boobs. I don't know. I saw you do a show here relatively recently, and they didn't look that small.
Who? My boobs? No,
yeah,
they're getting bigger. Yeah, I know. Well, I've been lifting weights, except real ones now. No, I haven't. I am thinking of working out. Are you through the virus bullshit? Are you doing any gym stuff at home?
Yeah, I've gotten way more into cardio, and I'm trying to. I don't know. I have a beer belly. I'm trying to do like an ab workout every day. How about you? What do you do?
I'm trying to get back on the treadmill now because I've noticed that not going anywhere, I'm losing my wind when I walk the dog. I'm feeling like a little tired, and I've never felt like that before. So I figured, get on the treadmill, old man. You know,
right. Do you?
Your metabolism's slowing down. Maybe because you're dragging your balls across the fucking carpet. Jesus, I'm old.
Well, that's a form of weightlifting, I imagine.
It is.
Do you eat properly? Like, do you eat healthy?
No.
No.
And that's a big problem. And no. And I should, but that comes from being single. And then, you go to another woman and then you eat what she eats. And then over a period of time, you should date more women that are more nutritionally conscious.
Oh, that's funny. Can't date women because she eats pizza all the time.
Well, she eats too much candy and shit, you know.
Well, that's everything. I think like 70% of getting in shape is just what you eat or what you don't eat.
But I dated a Russian girl, and they had special traditional desserts, and
Hell yeah.
I don't know what is traditional about Jello cubed with Smarties inside. How is that a traditional Russian? That's just what's left in the cupboard.
Yeah, that's a woman trying to poison you, I think.
Jesus.
That sounds terrible. Was it good?
Fucking Smarties in gelatin. That's what it is.
Yeah. Wow. Was it good? You liked it?
Amazing. Cultures are weird, huh? That girl, that girl, the Russian girl, she would hang like Persian rugs on the wall. Not even on the floor where it belongs on the floor. You know? Unbelievable.
How long did you date her?
Until I saw the artwork she would put on the floor. I left then. She would hang paintings on the floor, and I left.
Paintings on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh, you're really in
Rugs
California. Whoa.
Strange situation.
Have you tried, I didn't mean to talk about dating, but have you tried like online dating, like during the
No,
COVID-19
I don't have to
thing?
do that, I've noticed, because I get hit on and stuff.
You get hit on?
Yes, I don't have to do that. It's okay. I have a small, long-haired Chihuahua named
Oh.
Shackleton the Wonder Dog, who I've made quite famous.
Yeah.
And women seem to they like him, and I use him for my advantage.
That's so
What?
funny.
Every man has his technique. I
I
use dogs.
use dogs. That's.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
You get the cutest animal you can. Small is good for women. Women like small things.
That is
Most of the
advantageous
time.
to me. Okay. Would you ever do you think a woman could ever use her dog to pick you up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
you
would
could
fall for that hook. I mean, to get me to talk to her, yeah, absolutely. For sure,
Okay.
100%. I do it all the time. I see a dog on the street walking shack, and then, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a way to meet people that are well out of your league. If you're not doing it, you're idiotic. And there's something better about meeting somebody that isn't online, because you've done it yourself and you didn't have a computer decide that you might be right for each other. That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
the stupidest thing. Reminds me of Sleeper, for fuck's sake.
What's Sleeper?
It's an old movie with Woody Allen, an old comedy, you know, where he just wakes up in the future and he's all fucked up because he doesn't know how shit works. It's hilarious. He dies, and then they learn how to revive people who've died like that, and then he wakes up and he's all fucked up. It's hysterical. It's a really funny movie. You know,
Sounds good.
before he slept with his daughter.
Before
know.
and then
You know,
married her.
which is
Yeah.
another kind of movie. You know,
Yeah, I think somebody was trying to make that movie, weren't they? I think Louis C.K. was trying to make that right before shit hit the fan.
yeah, I didn't hear that because it seems to be only about as good as Skype. This is about as good, because I have good internet. I don't know why it's thinking out.
Oh, you mean you literally didn't hear me? I see. Okay, sorry.
No, it sounds like tin. You sound like you're speaking to me from the middle of an apple juice can.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, now it's fine. But you are breaking up, and now you don't move, and now you're moving, and now, yeah.
Do I sound any better now?
Yeah, you sound better, but it's choppy. You know,
Okay.
it's this crap again.
I'm sorry for that.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so I'm only kind of
They
sorry.
let out this stuff before they've perfected it, and that's what's going to happen, you know?
Well, I can't imagine Zoom was anticipating this kind of business all of a sudden. I never heard of it.
Yeah, I guess so. What happens to Zoom after?
They go under.
That's right. I would get into, you know, some other line of work. You know, I would invest. Tesla doesn't seem like a good idea right now.
Doesn't. But masks are on the
You
rise.
guys nuts.
Hey,
Masks are up, right?
yeah, masks and gloves. I wish I invested in gloves.
Those blue. Do you wear the gloves?
No, I don't. I find most people here don't wear the gloves or the masks, really. Like aside from people working in hospitals.
Ooh.
I was under the impression that
Why?
you shouldn't unless
Why?
I was under the impression you shouldn't unless you were like vulnerable or working with people like that, just so the medical professionals had all that they need, because there was like a shortage for a bit. That's the vibe.
How many how many deaths does Canada have anyway? Not a lot, right? Like 12?
Comparatively, yeah, not as much as a lot of other countries.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so are you back to work yet?
No, I got fired like a week before the thing, anyways. So
Oh, well then there you go.
there you go.
So go on unemployment insurance then. That's what you have to do.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that curb money that Canada's doing.
Oh, that you got some system?
Yeah, yeah.
Canada, of course, is looking after their people, whereas the United States is, well,
Yeah,
try not to be homeless. Okay, bye. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Try real.
yeah. They don't care.
Are
You
you?
know?
Have you done any Zoom comedy shows?
No, I haven't done comedy shows because I've been doing once. You mean stand up?
Yeah, like over like
I've
online.
seen them. It looks terrible. I don't want to be involved with that. That's I've seen. It looks like it's like you watch professional wrestling with no audience. You ever see that?
Oh
And
yeah,
that
it's
looks
creepy
like
to watch.
it looks like assault for you. Like watching assault, and there's no policeman around. It's fucking. It's really weird. So and comedy's the same. You need a crowd. So figure it out. Get a crowd.
Yeah, I think especially in wrestling, like watching it without the audience, like all the context is gone. You just kind of look at them like, what are you doing?
It's the most violent thing, especially the women. Jesus, they look like they should be in prison for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, it almost looks
Yeah, it looks
real
horrible.
sometimes. Yeah.
You watch this? Watch wrestling without the crowd and see if you go back. It's off-putting. There's something incredibly creepy about it and unsettling.
I can't believe of all the businesses that like of all the sports that stopped doing like wrestling's still going. It's so stupid.
That's why. It's so stupid. I think so. People want mindless, easy shit. Look at Tiger King.
You watch Tiger King?
That guy is, yeah, I saw it. Did you watch it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just a guy. They actually found a guy that was stupider than Dog the Bounty Hunter. And I didn't think that guy existed. But there he is. And they made a documentary about it. I mean, I'm tired of seeing like that being called interesting when somebody makes a documentary about somebody that is with an incredibly low IQ that's stupid like that, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. Did you hear they're making they're doing a scripted series based off the documentary?
Yeah, they are.
That's so stupid. Like the story's been told. What are you doing?
And are they going to let him out? Is Trump going to pardon him?
I hope not, because he did commit like a lot of real crime.
I think he animal abuse is what he's really responsible for as well. That's the thing that son of a bitch. Those are magnificent animals, and then he come on. And then that woman anyway. There's something suspicious going on there. The old murdering lady. Everybody who's involved in the tiger industry should be on forensic files for Christ's sakes. What the fuck? There's a crossover there. I don't know why.
It's a great point. If you get into the tiger business, it seems seedy.
Would you ever do something like that? I mean, I'm a human being. I could never do something like that. Harm animals. He was going out shooting these things. Mm-hmm.
When they said like that, like how they passed around the baby tigers and like the tigers would get sick and they'd have to put them down from touching too many people.
I heard it. Yeah. Sick, eh?
Really sick.
Whatever.
Okay. It's a fun transgression. Okay, so I got questions from a few comedians that they want to ask you some things, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's okay with you. Hamilton Berger, an Ottawa comedian, he wanted to know what it was like to write for Jon Stewart's show, like before the...
Oh, I did that show. That was when I liked to act much more on the show. I liked being in the sketches, and they saw that I was a decent actor, so the writers would write shit, and then I just acted more than I wrote sketches. But I did a few. I wrote with Attell. We did a character where it was John's childhood friend, and he was trying to get like revenge against John all these years later. We wrote a series of those. So I did do some of them, but I mostly was in the sketches, and I liked that a lot, and I learned that was something that I like to do. And I met a lot of people. It was fun. The only thing was it was New York, and I lived in Toronto. It was a total culture shock for me. I mean, the only time it was like this. The only time they called off shooting a show was one day when we couldn't get to the studio, which was across the street. because a murder had happened in front of it. So it was all taped off with,
Talk about a culture shock.
well, it just wouldn't see that much in Canada. You wouldn't,
No.
they go ahead with the game. That's Canada.
Yeah.
Come on, don't ruin Buddy's day. Let's play.
Especially if it's hockey. We're going on. How was that transition from like moving from Canada to America for you?
It was like immediate. So it was like, shit, and then I was doing all these, when I was there, I was doing all these immigration and technical things. And then I became an American after that because of Paramount. And then, a lot of people just thought that I was a dual citizen. No, it's not true. I was on the Stewart show and then proved outstanding ability in my field is how I did it. And then they let me into the country. And then after the Stewart show, I just had a green card is what happened.
That's awesome. Don Zanklin wanted to know, like, what is there a difference in how you like used to prepare for a show compared to how you prepare now? Like, has any of that changed as you've got more?
Yeah, I used to prepare for a show, and now I don't bother.
Okay.
It's much less anxiety evoking.
Do you have like a favorite comedy road trip you've done, or maybe like a tour or comedy road trips that you've thought?
Like, have I gone somewhere that I really liked and stuff?
Yeah.
I hate so much stuff that I'm trying to think about. I guess I liked, I don't know. Oh, no.
Not one. Okay. Damn.
No, not really.
Well,
No.
I think it's still to come. Hi, for you.
Yes, maybe I'll learn how to like things.
Well, that might answer my next question. Are there any like newer comics around the world that you really like?
Well, I don't watch other guys really. I mean, do you? I guess the younger guys do, right? Yeah. No, I don't watch anybody really. So I'm not really sure. I like this young kid out of Canada there, Ron James.
Oh yeah.
Young guy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential.
I think he's just in his 60s. He's pretty young. So him. I don't really see a lot of these guys, so I don't really know. I get to come back and do a little TV for Canada, so that's when I see them,
Right. Do you miss Canada? Do you miss doing comedy?
Yeah, I do, because I do miss the people.
Yeah,
I miss the people because it's different here, like Canadians, It's just when you're brought up in a place and then you leave it, and then you go back, you go, oh yeah. Like you just know how to live there better. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. I went
to the little rules that everybody follows.
Like what kind of rules are there that aren't here?
It's like hockey. It's like, what penalties they're going to call and what they're not.
Right.
Whereas in America, they call everything. Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, this is a question from this new comic, Dylan Parker. He said, what do you do? Like, do you do anything outside of comedy that directly affects how your set turns out? Like, are there any?
Yeah, I live my life, and then it goes into act that night because bad shit happens to me.
What's the worst thing?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing?
I tried to get the rat to drop him off last night, and the car broke down. What the fuck? Like, yeah, that's why he's still in the house, or I would have dropped him off last night somewhere. But now, you can't leave them in the middle of the day because they're nocturnal.
Right.
You can't do that. That's me.
You're not starting to think of
that. Plus, I want to put him in my ex-agent's bushes at his house, so I got to go at night.
You're not like thinking of keeping the rat a little bit? Like you're not just going fond of him?
Letting him go at the old agents. I'm incredibly passive-aggressive. Person did something to me 8 years ago. I've been holding this.
That's really funny. Would you tell me what he did, or?
No.
Okay. Fair.
What he didn't do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll imagine. Hey, if you could, if things were normal and you could put together your dream comedy show with like you and 3 other comics living or dead, who would it be?
Yeah. Alonzo Bowden.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
a really close friend of mine.
okay.
I would go with him as far as like comics go, and Mike Wilmot from Canada, and who do I? Oh, that's it.
That's it. Nobody else.
Well, we would only need 3 guys, me
Right.
and 2 others.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll open for you guys. Not that.
And I like Kathleen Madigan as well, a female comedian. I like as far as new people coming up, female comedian Erica Rhodes is pretty funny. Also, who else? There's one more, but I can't remember her name. That happens. But there are some good ones coming up, and there are some good comics. And when I went and did a night for the Yuck Yucks in Ottawa when they were having financial difficulty. Remember that shit? And so I went and I did some shows for Howie there, and you know, the crowds were just amazing. I mean, I loved it. So I really hope that after this whole pandemic ends, that people continue to go back and support comedy. You know, I don't know what's going to happen to you.
No, I think eventually comedy is going to be bigger than ever, like because of this. I think there's going to be hesitation, and then eventually people are going to appreciate everything more. I'm hoping.
How many years before that crap happens?
Well, I think I'll be dragging my balls by then, to be honest.
Wow, so Ron James won't be alive.
I hope he is. I think he's really funny.
Yeah, me too.
Good. I heard through Wafik Nasrallah.
I like Wafik. He's a really good guy.
Good. Wafik is like the nicest professional comedian in Ottawa. I think he's the best. And
I like him. He's a really good. I've known Wafik for many years. He's a really good guy.
He's really great. So he told me that you used to actually like live next door to Howard Wegman from Yucks. Is that right?
Yeah, I lived in, my parents owned a small apartment building there that had 8 units. And on one side I lived in the basement, and on the other side he lived when the club first started. And we would go out and we would hang up posters for the Ottawa Yuck Yucks, which was in the basement of the Beacon Arms Hotel. And we got people to come. And let me tell you, at the beginning, the Yuck Yucks in the Beacon Arms Hotel was extremely popular. And they only had 2 local acts. 3. Norm too was there. 4. Finn. Chris Finn, Norm MacDonald, me, and a guy named Roberto Blizzard. And no matter which of us was on, because we had to open, one of us would open every show, one of the 4 guys. And you would always hear, "Oh, not this guy again," when they would introduce you, because there was only 4 of us. Yeah,
right.
It was the same crowd all the fucking time. So that's how I started in Ottawa, hearing I was a piece of shit.
Maybe that's why you don't like anything. It's a rough way to start.
Yeah, that's why I don't like anything. Yeah, that was my way.
That's really cool.
Trial by fire, huh?
Yeah. Were you more stressed, like living near him? Because I'd stress.
No, it's your friends. Absolutely no. Howie, I think, helped me. He gave me his wisdom that he thought he had, and then I listened to him, and then it all kind of worked out. Whatever, right? It just did. I don't know if there's no rules for this, so just something happens, and then something happens.
Would you? That's interesting. Like, what would you say happened to you? Like, if something happened, like what made you different than
the comedy special that I did on the Comedy Channel defined an entire era for the country, and that's why.
Like, was that the Comedy Now?
Yeah, the Canadian thing.
Yeah,
that I did about the Prime Minister and all that shit. Yeah,
that was it.
Whole thing. I explained Canada at that time, and that was like, that's why.
Have you watched that back recently?
No, I can't stand myself. Can't watch myself. Are you kidding me? Good Lord.
You're a success though. Like, you've heard the positive feedback, no?
Yeah, I just don't watch myself. I find myself to be. I'm not a fan.
You're missing out. You got some good stuff, kid.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, this is the last question I have. It's been 18 so far. Do you believe me?
No,
Okay, it's from, how many do you think I've asked?
I had 4.
Okay, okay. No, I feel like I've asked you 38 questions. No, this is from Wafik, actually.
Wafik,
Wafik, he's a big Jeremy Hotz supporter.
good guy.
All of Ottawa is. Ottawa loves you. He just wanted to know, like, did you ever do the laundromat show in LA?
No, I didn't, but I have done other ones where um, they give you a thing and then you just make up bits about whatever topic it is. I've done that, but I never did the laundry room. I mostly do the like the clubs, like the Laugh Factory and the Improv and the Comedy and Magic Club. Like I play the clubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. What would be the weirdest location you've done stand-up? Like, have you ever had to do something kind of?
Yeah, I did it in Ottawa. I did at the Lord Nelson Hotel. They made me hide behind the curtains in front of the window, and then the guy brought in like 12 of his friends, and then said, "Hey, I got a surprise! Look, a comedian." And then they sat on the floor and gathered around me in like a little horseshoe, and I had to do my act.
Did it go well?
Yeah. I don't know. Nobody turned on the TV.
That's a plus. I've definitely had that happen. People turn on the TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hotel room.
Hotel room. That sounds. Did you get paid? That's super.
Yeah, I got paid like a hooker. Who goes to visit a hotel room? Jesus.
Dude, you know some of those people were expecting a hooker. You must have been really disappointing to some people.
That's why I came out of a cake.
That's funny. That's about all the questions I had.
Yay! I did
to,
well, I must say.
What'd you say?
I did well on this. I answered them all.
You did, and I thought you were funny. I liked your story about
Good.
The Rats, and I think your fans are invested in the Rat now.
They are. Well, yeah. I mean, we're going to shoot the last bit of video and say goodbye to him this evening, and it's over. And you know, the girl that my friend, she was like, she's been maligning me like every day. Like, did you get your rat? Like, you're never going to get it and shit. And then I got the thing. Yeah.
Wow. Are you going to get like a reaction video of her?
I've already sent it. I already sent her a text that said, "Oh, ye of little faith, ... blow me." That's what I wrote.
Good. Okay. I hope you come back to Ottawa soon.
I will, buddy. I love Canada, and you take care, and best of luck to you. Now, do I just click leave?
Yeah. I think so. Try it. Okay, thank you, Jeremy.
If it goes, then it's goodbye.
Love
Thanks.
You.
See ya.
Take care.
Leave meeting.
Leave me.